Keep watching if you want the tutorial on how I go from this to this. It's a wild difference. I'm talking cluster lashes, and this is actually for my friend here, and she has a number of good questions for me, and we're gonna address them all today. So this is not going to be a short video. This is going to be a tutorial on how to apply cluster lashes so that they look like this. But she's got a lot of good questions. What lashes do I wear? Do I lose lashes? How long do they last? She read that they're hard to get off. Which ones should she start with? All of the things. We're gonna talk about it. So first off, this is one of the brands that I wear the most often. This is from Vise Beauty, and this is their beginner's kit, all right? Newbies 5-second lashes. You can buy lashes individually like this, or you can get the full kit. You have to get the full kit, especially if you're a newbie, because it's gonna come with the applicator tool, the clusters themselves, the bond and the sealer, and also the remover. This part is very important. And I just realized how crazy my hair's looking. Don't judge me, that'll be the next video. And the lashes come like this. Do you see this? It has a clear band. That is what's gonna help them look natural and like they're growing out of your eyelid. And then you can see on the side here, we have numbers. We have from 8 millimeters all the way down to 16 millimeters. And this is nice because the benefit of cluster lashes is you can create different looks. If you buy a strip lash, you get one look, one length, and it is what it is. This, you actually can create the look that you're wanting. If you're wanting more of a cat eye with the lashes longer on the outside, or you're wanting more of a doll eye, which I created here, where the longest lengths are on the inside, not on the outside. So you get to choose how you want to map your lashes. And then I like to put them on a sticky mat like this to organize them before I put them on my eyes, okay? So I like to go from the outside to the inside when I apply. That's my personal preference. You do what works for you, boo, okay? So for me personally, I'm doing a 12, 16, 14, 12, and an 8. Now to prep your lashes, you're gonna curl them, all right? You want them clean and dry, and we want them curled. Because if you think about it, if your lashes are stick straight and you're going to adhere a curled cluster to it, it's not easy for it to stick to. If you curl your lashes, it's a lot easier to apply the cluster lash. Now for application, you have the lash bond and the sealer. So you're gonna take the bond, and it looks like a mascara wand. You're gonna lift your lid, and it helps if you have a mirror up close, right? I'm not standing in front of like my bathroom sink. I have a mirror on my counter. I lift my lids, and I'm simply going to wiggle this back and forth right along the baseline. I'm not wiping this like mascara because your tips are very fragile, and we don't need to get adhesive on those. We just need it at the bottom where we're gonna stick the cluster itself. Lift and wiggle. And a little bit of bond actually goes a long way. And then to make sure I have really good hold, I'm gonna go in and I'm just gonna apply a little bit right at the base of each cluster. Just wiping this back and forth. Again, not coating the whole lash like mascara, just getting a little bit of bond right on the bottom. Now it's important that you don't get bond on your applicator tool, okay, or it's gonna be a sticky mess. So when you go to pick up your lashes, make sure you do it at the very tip so you're not touching that sticky bond. Then you're gonna start on the outside, lift up your lid, you can see where your water line is, and you're simply going to place this on your lash. Not on your water line, just above it. And you can see it's sticky. Do you see how it's lifting my lid up? That means it's ready to go. And then I take the butt of my tool, not the tip I'm using, the butt, and I'm gonna press that into place. Then taking my next lash, you want it to go right next to it. You can overlap them if you want it to be more dramatic, but you asked for a natural looking lash, so we're just gonna go right next to it. And you're just going to place it and tap it. I obviously have a lot of practice doing this, so I do make it look very easy, but it's not a hard task, right? It's like painting your fingernails. Not a hard task, but the first time you did it, you looked like a fool. Once you do it all the time, you can paint your nails quickly and you don't look like a kindergartner did it, all right? So, do I make it look easy? I do. Can you do it? You can. Just give yourself a little bit of grace when you're learning, okay? Now the inner corner is probably the trickiest, so I like to go in at a little bit of an angle. Obviously my eye is angled. So again, I'm gonna lift up and just tap it in place. Like that. Before I go in with the sealer, I just kind of take my finger and press up really good just to make sure that they're really on there. Then you're gonna go in with the sealer. Again, it's misleading because it looks like a mascara wand. We're not gonna use it like that. We're simply going to wipe the bottom like this. All right, just making sure you get wherever that adhesive was coated. And this is sealing them, all right? This is gonna make them waterproof. This is gonna keep them glued onto your lid. Now to answer some of your questions, how long do they last? They're advertised for 5-day wear. This is not something you're going to do every single day. You're going to apply these once a week, okay? For me, they last 7 to 10 days because I take really good care of them. I try to keep them as dry as I can. Even when I'm washing my face or showering, I try not to soak my lashes unless I have to. I absolutely have soaked them. I absolutely have gone swimming with them, but that just reduces the amount of days that they're gonna wear, all right? They are waterproof in the fact that if you jump in a pool, they're not gonna fall off your lashes. Now, a set of lashes actually has 140 clusters, all right? That's a lot of lashes. Are you gonna use them all? Probably not, especially if you're looking for a more natural look or if you have smaller eyes. You might not be using these 16s. So even if you didn't use the longest lashes, like I only used 2 of the 16s, okay? I used 10 lashes total, 10 clusters. That would be 14 sets of lashes if I was gonna use all of these. 14 sets! But even if you used half of these, even if you used the 8s, 10s, and 12s, you're still gonna get at least 5 sets of lashes out of 1 set of clusters. That's a good deal. And you read somewhere that they're hard to take off. They are not, as long as you do it correctly. You will also not damage your natural lashes or lose natural lashes if you do it correctly, okay? That's why they give you the remover. This is an oil-based remover. It looks like this. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna rub it on the bottom, you're gonna rub it on the top, and you're gonna soak your lashes with this product. You're gonna let it sit for a couple minutes. Then you're going to be able to remove the lashes because the oil is what is going to break down that adhesive. If you just pluck these off, you will damage your lashes. If you just try scrub them off with soap and water, you will damage your lashes. So don't do that. Now the style that I'm wearing is called Luxe Bold. I like it because it has a variety of lengths within each cluster, so it looks more natural. If your lashes are all one length, that doesn't look as natural. Your lashes don't grow like that. And if you're wanting even more natural, I would get the brown, all right? I prefer the black, but they do come in a dark brown if you're looking for an even more natural look. But the style is Luxe Bold. But I love cluster lashes. I've been wearing some sort of fake lashes for at least 15 years. I went from strip lashes to professional lash extensions, which ruined my lashes. Then I moved to strip lashes again before I found clusters. And now I've been using these for at least 3 years, and I will never go back to anything else. They are beautiful, they're comfortable, they're lightweight, they stay on, like I said, for like a week, and they're not expensive. And I can do it at home without making an appointment in a salon. No brainer. So I hope this tutorial was helpful. If you have more questions, please let me know. But I love these because I wake up looking like this every day. They're amazing. So Vi's Beauty, Luxe Bold, black or brown, 7 to 10 day lashes that are waterproof and look like this. I hope this was helpful.